Welcome to the Eyebrows Experience. Alright, hey guys. So, I'm just gonna kind of jump right into it because we've got a lot to cover today. It's been a busy few weeks. So I'm sure most of you have heard about the controversy going on with HBO's new show, The Watchman. It's their new kind of superhero drama series, kind of like science fiction, dystopian. I talked about it a little bit before on my main Habbo Hotel gameplay channel, which, by the way, if you kind of prefer more controversial, kind of more unfiltered takes, I'm going to leave a link in the description. And it's also where you're going to find updates, because things might get a little bit sporadic with university and all, and my assignments and stuff. Because I have to read 5 pages of a Joseph Conrad novel in 2 weeks and explain it to my brown girlfriend. She's actually pretty smart. She gets most of the big picture stuff on her own. I just point out some of the symbolism. So this is not the first time we've seen people pushing overt political ideologies, liberal ideologies in shows before. We've had the same controversy with Handmaid's Tale, Dear White People, Bubble Guppies, Drake and Josh. The list, it just goes on and on. And it's always the same pattern. You have ultra high critic scores, Polygon, Vox, AOL, highlights. They all ultra high scores, but ultra low viewer scores. And then they go on to say everyone who doesn't like the show is a troll, yada, yada, yada. This is nothing new. The exact same thing happened back when they tried to add a woman to Seinfeld. It ruined the show. It trudged on for a few more episodes before petering off, yada, yada, yada. Now everyone's shaking their heads wondering why. And the same thing's happening again. People are wondering why. So we're going to kind of delve into the nitty-gritty of what's going on here. And first, I'm just kind of trying to explain some of the background of the comic for those of you who aren't really familiar with it. So, The Watchman was adapted from the popular series of comics by Alvin Moore. So people are already saying, this is a new adaptation, it's a few episodes in, so people are already saying it's woke, it's race baiting, and it's not even really that funny anyway. And the backlash is evident in the viewer scores. We've seen the viewer scores. Critics have actually given season 1 a certified fresh 123,000% on Rotten Tomatoes, and viewers aren't really having it. They just gave it a -5. And so, I'm not really the first person to talk about this. Other disgusting, ugly, fat fucking pieces of shit have kind of covered it already. But it's time. I feel like I have to throw my hat to the ring, So, I kind of see myself as standing on the wide shoulders of giants, or in this case, on the wide shoulders of stained giant sweatshirts. And I'm really just trying to build on the insightful comments left by many square-headed men wearing Metallica t-shirts stretched nearly to the ripping point across their breasts. And also a quick note. I wanted to include footage from the television show, but due to copyright issues, I'm mostly just going to have to show me playing Ragnarok online. It's mostly me in the Pantera area kind of grinding. Okay. This is kind of a post. Apparently, due to copyright, I can't show Ragnarok either. So we're just going to have to kind of wing it here. So anyway, back to the comic. So it was originally published in 2006 on DeviantArt, and kind of ever since then, it's started a phenomenon. It's just been a huge hit. And it's really credited with aiding the evolution of comics into graphic novels. The term graphic novel was actually kind of invented for comics that explored, psychologically complex characters. And they had all these thematically rich plots, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Little Lulu. And at its heart, The Watchman is basically a story about... it's a story about everything. Basically, it's a story about its yellow smiley face with blood on it. And it gets more complicated from there. But that's basically what it is. And so the setup beyond that is... It's borrowed a little bit, some would say too overtly, from The Incredibles. But in this world, everyone is racist towards superheroes, who they kind of refer to with the slur vigilante or the V word, which Alvin Moore used to explore how cool it is when people get punched and explode. So the novel went on to give inspiration to thousands of obese 28-year-olds with acne scars. And this was in a time before, Donnie Darko, prog rock t-shirts, or Reddit could, do the same. And they really found themselves an unlikely hero in Dr. Montana, who is actually one of the first characters in a comic book to be openly microphalic, which is, it's kind of like a big, like that's really cool that they did that so early. But fans also kind of took to Rorschach. I'm just gonna say Rorschach, an anti-hero in a shifting inkblot mask. In one widely quoted scene, I've seen this, I love this scene. Rorschach is caught peeing in the sink and claims it saves water. And another widely quoted scene, he's caught not showering and claims it saves water. He is, in a sense, the BoJack Horseman of the 80s, in that they're both awesome characters from awesome TV shows, and they kind of managed to kind of blend the worlds that we weren't even together before of cartoons and not bathing. But, in later years, Alvin actually went on to disown Rorschach, calling him ugly and smelly, even though we all know the old maxim, takes one to know one. But in the TV series, interestingly enough, Rorschach's writings have led to a hate group called the 7th Cavalry? So now we're being asked to believe that an author's words are being twisted and misinterpreted by a right-wing ultranationalist fascist hate group? Okay. And what this really gets down to, what this really begs the question of is why are they turning a comic like The Watchman, which is set in the 80s, when black people didn't even exist yet, into a show about race politics? It just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense, and I had to figure it out why. So the main thing, I've only watched the first 2 minutes because I'm not paying for HBO. I'm not Rockefeller. I just don't have that. And also, I honestly, I like angry video game nerd better than TV most of the time anyway. But we're just going to dive in and kind of talk about what we saw. So the HBO series is set in the present day. It's in this fictional dystopian world where black people are oppressed. So it's like a science fiction show. And it's outlandish. It's a science fiction. It's not set in reality. And some people are put off by that. But I was willing to suspend my disbelief a little bit. And we kind of see other flashes of kind of like, they make up an imaginary world. They have fictionally, racially motivated massacres taking place in the 20s that, of course, they didn't happen. It's fiction. They have an imaginary white hooded hate group. It's kind of their like those like weird floaty things from kind of like Tolkien. It's talented at its made up setting. Back to Tolkien, like Middle Earth, or like Hogwarts, J.K. Rowling. We get a little bit immersed in this fantasy world of this place. I think they call it Tulsa, Oklahoma. Forgive my pronunciation. I'm not good with with the fantasy names, but it's just so real. You almost feel like you want to live there. It's pretty well done. But things start falling apart when we meet our main character, Angela. So instantly we see her kicking butt, and it's highly unrealistic. I'm a man, and I can't even get an erection. And yet I'm expected to believe that a woman can engage in combat? Like, okay. I can barely get down the stairs without having to take a breather, and she's flipping people over like come on, Damon, all right. And it doesn't stop there. There's even one scene we see her, as this is a female character, by the way, and she has an orgasm. Like, when do we admit that this is just not believable? This is just not believable. And I really wanted to believe it. There's an online kind of compendium of lore, kind of like a wiki. It's written ostensibly by like one of the characters in the show. It's called the Peteypedia. And this, I almost puked this. It's literally written, this character in the show, he literally had sex with like a 900-year-old woman. It's like, ugh. It's like, I'm not reading that. Like, and on that note, I need to take a break. Just kind of like wash that out. Like, ugh. All right, guys, we're back. So, bottom line, watch, guys. I say skip it. There's better TV on. But I don't want to be too negative. There is one character who I do like because he also has greasy skin and is ugly. And his name, I think it's Glory Hole. Yeah, it's Glory Hole, the one with the mask. That's like his super name. He's probably my favorite character, and it's definitely one of Adam Driver's better roles. I do have to say. But yeah, I say skip it. You're not missing out on much. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Watchman. So yeah, I think I better kind of cut things here. Um, I have to schedule an Instagram pitch with my brown girlfriend so people know I'm not misogynistic or racist or anything, and then I have a girlfriend and I'm not gay. So that has to be scheduled. And then yeah, and then me and my friends are probably just gonna sit around the house and play Smash. And I mean, yeah, and then see the good thing about doing that is you can just scream at them all you want because like it's your house. You're allowed to scream at them, So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on. So thanks for listening. Thanks for your subscribes, and we're gonna be back with more episodes in the future. So, keep an eye out. So thank you guys. See ya.